Good morning, y'all. Welcome, welcome to the Manic Pixie Dream Vlog. I'm your host, Caroline Georges, and welcome today. So I just partied all weekend with my stepbrother. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I slept all day. I got home yesterday and I slept and I just woke up. Yes. Fuck. I am just like, so I did drugs with my stepbrother and stuff, which wasn't necessarily a first, but it was definitely like, we haven't done it in a long time. We haven't done that since high school. We haven't really like partied together or like really spent time together like that since high school. My stepbrother and I had kind of a bad falling out. Things got really tense between us for a number of years. For a lot of years, a long time. We were really on the outs. We, I don't know. What is it with men? Or maybe there's women that are like this too, but from my experiences, there's a lot of men that would just like, they would rather just ignore you, pretend you don't exist, than acknowledge that they hurt you, you know? And that was kind of my stepbrother. He just, he wouldn't acknowledge that he hurt me, you know? He wouldn't acknowledge it. Instead, he would just kind of ignore me and pretend I wasn't there. That really hurt. That was really hard, you know? I was angry at him. I was so angry at him. And I knew that if he wanted to, like, have a reconciliation with me, he would just have to deal with that anger. You know, he would have to face that anger that I have for him. You know, that's what he would have to face if he wanted to fix things with me. But instead, he just waited, you know, over 10 years to just wait for me to forget all about it and move on. And then, you know, then he came back. That's what's important. He came back. We haven't really sat down and talked about things. And I thought maybe over this weekend it would be a good time to do that. But just the opportunity never came. We were just having fun. We were just enjoying our time together. Why water that down with bringing up the past, you know? What matters to me is that I have my stepbrother back. And he's, you know, over the weekend he introduced me as his sister. He would say, "This is my sister Caroline." And that felt really good. It feels really good that he sees me that way and that he feels that way towards me, because I have always felt that way towards him. Always. He was always my brother. We used to joke around about how, well, I remember we got really close. Me and my stepbrother got really close when we were 13 over the summer. My older stepbrother and my older sister got a trip to Europe to go visit friends in Europe. So they went away for the summer and they got to go to Europe for the summer. And they left me and my stepbrother behind. And so we just hung out all summer. And we just got close all summer. That was one of the best summers of my life, just being with my stepbrother and being able to spend time with my stepbrother. And we just did everything together. We just did everything. And we're like Jenny and Forrest Gump. That's what it makes me think of. We were just like that. We just did everything together. And my stepbrother, he's doing really well. He's like one of those Silicon Valley guys. And man, him and his friends can party like crazy people. Those Silicon Valley like tech people, holy fucking shit. My fucking God. I mean, I thought people in LA could party. You know, actors, comedians, singers, entertainment people. I thought these were partiers. I thought these were people that like go hard. But man, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. And I'm just like, I'm so done with partying. I'm just like, I'll never party again after partying with Silicon Valley people. Man, they were all coked up. They were all on drugs. They were all just going. I swear to freaking God. They had they had this Airbnb at this house, like this really nice house, and that they all had rented. And so they hired like a DJ to come and DJ the after party we went to a rave, and we went and we took ecstasy, and it was okay. It wasn't, my stepbrother said it wasn't particularly very strong and stuff, and he apologized, and he was like, man, I wish for your first trip, I wish it was better E, but this isn't very good. But you'll still have an experience. And I took it, and everything just got it was okay. I didn't need anything honestly, like, it's not about the drugs. It's about being with my stepbrother, It's not about doing drugs. I don't care what we do together. As long as we're together doing it, I don't care. Let's do coke together. Let's have some brother-sister time doing coke together. I don't fucking care. As long as we're spending time together. I just don't care. And, but yeah, everyone was just going crazy. Everyone was just insane. And it's like, there was this girl who I guess like manages an office in Silicon Valley. She manages a fucking office in Silicon Valley. And this girl was off the fucking charts. She was crazy. She was running around screaming at people. She was like trying to kick people out. Like she was yelling at people. She was accusing people of stealing. Like it was crazy. This bitch was crazy. And you know what was weird about her is she invited all the weird people. Like, there was this weird guy who nobody knew, who was just, like, who had no connection to anybody except her. And he was just sort of there, like, rolling on some kind of drug, like, standing in the corner, not doing anything. And this woman was the one that invited him for some reason. And it's just, like, but she just, she spent all the time in the party just going around screaming at people. And it was just, like, holy shit. Like, this woman who manages an office, like, got so fucked up off her ass that she was, like, that she was literally, like, I wanted to call the police. Like, I wanted to call the police. Like, she was so scary. Like, I was, like, thinking, like, are we going to be okay with her in the room? Like, is everything going to be fine with her here? Is she going to burn the house down? Fuck. And, but everyone was just like, yeah, like, get into the spirit of things. We're just, this is just going to be the weekend. Just go with it. And it kind of, anyways, those Silicon Valley people, as, like, I'm, okay, like, y'all, like, I mean, maybe I have a little bit of an element of expertise in this situation, being a stripper, and, kind of, like, partying for a living, maybe I have, like, a little bit of expertise on this, and, and also a lot of the clientele that we had at the club were, like, tech people. That was very common for tech people. There was, we were, like, the Snapchat offices were really close to where I worked, and so a lot of the Snapchat people would come in and stuff, and it's interesting, the Snapchat people, they have a lot going on more than just Snapchat. They do a lot with, like, building apps. They're like a big part of their job is just, like, getting the money from Snapchat to build more apps and stuff, and yeah, but I don't know. Fuck. But my stepbrother and I did E together. And so we were at this concert, and we were listening to music, and we were dancing and stuff. And then, like, the E hit us, like, both at the same time. And we both just started crying. And we just, like, hugged each other. And he was just like, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. And he just kept saying, I'm so happy you're here. And I was just like, I'm so happy to be here. I love you so much. And we were just crying and just holding each other and just listening to music at this big rave, And it was just so, I don't know. I guess the E was worth it. I guess taking the ecstasy was worth it. If I could have a moment like that with my stepbrother, then it was worth it. If that's what it took for me and him to break down and to have that moment together, then it was worth it. And my stepbrother and I talked, and he was like, and he knows I'm doing comedy and stuff, and he sees how hard I'm working. And he's really impressed that I got a show at the Comedy Store. He's very, very impressed. He's a big fan of comedy. So he's really happy for me that I'm going to perform at the Comedy Store. And so he says that he's going to get a bunch of his friends to come down and come see me. And he says, it's like over the holidays and stuff. People are taking off time from work. It's the weekend right after Thanksgiving and stuff. I could definitely come and see you. And And he was just like, yeah, I'll get as many people together as I can and we'll all come down and see you. I don't know if he's going to follow through. I really hope he does. But if he doesn't, just him offering and stuff, just him wanting to do that. Oh, and he's going to pay my rent from now on. My stepbrother, we also talked, and so, look, my stepbrother doesn't owe me anything. It's really not like that between us and stuff. But, yeah, it's really not like that. But he, you know, he's just making so much money now working in Silicon Valley, and he has so much extra that he doesn't need, that he wants to support me now. And he just wants to make my life easier. And he wants me to be able to focus on comedy. And so, I don't know. He didn't apologize to me about anything. And it's okay. You know, my love language is acts of service. So in the 5 love languages, there's acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation. God, you know, like, I'm sorry, I'm too hungover to remember the other 2. Acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch. I forget the other 2. God damn it. Gifts. Gifts is one. And then another one, which, you know, it's not one I'm referencing in this conversation. But the 5 love languages, it's fascinating. I like the 5 love languages. I like that, you know, I like anything besides, you know, like, I like anything that kind of, like, helps you understand your individuality, you know, and kind of sheds a light on individuality and stuff. Because what I hate about zodiac signs, this is what I hate about zodiac signs. You know, like, the stars know you so well that, you know, if you're born on a certain day, this is who you're going to be. You know what I mean? When it's like any of the zodiac signs can apply to you and stuff. And it's just so ridiculous. It's just people trying to put themselves in a box. Like, oh, this is why I am the way I am. It's because I'm a Cancer, and it's because I'm sensitive. And because I'm sensitive, because I'm a Cancer, that means that I'm going to be sensitive to things. And it's like, thank you so much. But so many other people from other zodiac signs are sensitive people too. You know what I mean? Just because you're a Cancer doesn't mean you're more sensitive than other people. You know? It doesn't make any sense. But I like things like that, like stuff that presents individuality. You know what I mean? Explains individuality based on a test you take, based on an assessment you take. You know what I mean? Something that really assesses you as a human being and finds out things about you based on who you are, how you were raised, how you were born. You know that we're born with our temperament? Like, people are born extroverted. People are born introverted. That's who you are as a baby. Whether or not you're an extrovert or introvert is something that's decided when you're a baby, when you're born. You know, that's one thing that you're always born to be an extrovert. You were born to be an introvert. You know what I mean? That's who you are. Temperaments are something you're born with. You know what I mean? So, but like still at the same time, like temperaments, like, you know, introvert, extrovert and stuff are so broad, you know what I mean? You're either one or the other, or a small mix of what's in between, you know? And so there's 4, you know what I mean? It's easy to break down. It's easy to identify yourself. There's introverted, extrovert, extrovert, and extroverted introvert. I'm an extroverted introvert. I like being out there. I like socializing. I do get a lot of my energy from being around people and from talking to people. I do get a lot of my energy. I do get a lot of that from being social and stuff. But at the same time, like, I need to go home and isolate, like, once a day. I need to be alone. I need to be fucking alone. Like, I just need to just be alone and isolate and be with my thoughts. That's what I need, you know, with no interruptions, you know, and anyways, but going back to the 5 love languages, my love language is acts of service. I like people just, you know, doing something for me, making my life a little bit easier. And, you know, my stepbrother can flip the bill on my rent. You know what I mean? That's something he can do without a problem. And I just felt so loved. I just felt so loved. I just felt so cared for. And I'm surprised that's the person who has just made me feel so loved and so cared for is my stepbrother. And I just, you know, I talk about, you know, paranormal events happen all the time. Miracles happen all the time. And I feel like I've experienced a miracle. I do. I feel like just me reconnecting with my stepbrother and just having this amazing weekend with my stepbrother, just, you know, partying with him and doing drugs with him and just, you know, having that moment with him, you know, of just him holding me in his arms and just telling me how much he loves me, you know, but it's just, and how much he wants me around, you know. Him providing for me just really hit that home. That someone cares about me enough to want the same things for me that I want for myself. I want to be a comedian. And now my opportunity I have an opportunity here to pursue comedy, you know, at another level and not to have to worry about rent. You know, and there's this girl who she works so hard. Like, it's just insane how much she works. She has 2 jobs, she's in school, and she still does stand-up comedy. Like, her name's Tatiana, and she blows me away. And she performs at the Ice House, she performs at Ha Ha and stuff, and she's making her way and stuff, and she's very good. She's very funny. And she has really great stage presence, and she really knows what she's doing. But she's doing all of that with, like, working 2 jobs and going to school, you know, and it's just like, I see other comics who are, you know, I have a problem with reverse classism. I'm sorry. Like, sometimes when a comic gets up on stage and talks about how privileged they are, I just shut off, because it's like, what does this person have to say to me? What the fuck does this person have to say to me about life? You know what I mean? And, you know, but there's a lot of comics who have that background, who have, you know, a lot of support from their families, that they can pursue comedy without interruption. And they get good. You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's the censure, is that they actually do get pretty good because they're able to practice comedy as their full-time job, even when they're not making a living from doing comedy. It's still their full-time job to pursue it and to get good at it. And, you know, and just the fact that this girl, you know, is good at comedy despite working 2 jobs and being in school, and she's a comic, you know? And she's still young, you know what I mean? She still has a long way to go and stuff. And she's like, clearly, if she keeps doing what she's doing, she's going to make it. She's going to be great. But it's like, how good would she be and where would she be now if she didn't have those things holding her down? If she didn't have, if money wasn't an issue, if being from a poor family wasn't an issue, if just, you know, having time for school wasn't an issue, you know, where would she be in comedy right now? But I just had a huge financial burden taken from my shoulders, and I have never been more hopeful. And I have to do so good with this opportunity and with this chance that my stepbrother is going to provide for me. And yeah. Anyways, that's my vlog for today. I just had a great weekend with my stepbrother, and I just wanted to share and just tell you guys how amazing this is and just how wonderful it is that my stepbrother and I are back in each other's lives and that we have this relationship now. And what a miracle it is. It's a miracle. It's a fucking miracle. I swear to God, this is a miracle. This doesn't happen every day. And it should happen every day. It should happen every day. People coming back together every day. That's how the world becomes a better place. The world became a little bit of a better place because me and my stepbrother got back together and we're best friends. And we're best friends. No, I mean, we're just, that's what it feels like. He feels like a best friend. He feels like one of my best friends. And he hasn't felt like that in a really long time. Anyways, have a lovely day. Like and subscribe and share, and and support the Patreon. Have a lovely day. Bye.